Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to be doing our review of the FEELWORLD S55 V2 monitor. It came in this white box, and here it is on top of my camera. There's the side with the battery, and there's what you can actually see when you're using it. So when FEELWORLD reached out to me and asked me if I would do a review of their monitor, I said that I'd absolutely love to, just as long as I can give my honest opinion at the end. And they said that was completely fine. That was my only stipulation. And they agreed. So now with that said, the one thing, as I'm comparing this monitor, it's about $100 to $110 monitor. So I'm not going to be comparing it against like an $800 Atomos monitor, because obviously that's not a fair comparison. So we're going to be comparing the monitor to field monitors in its price range. So anyway, with that said, let's get started and check this thing out. Okay, so let's jump into this. Jump into the menu system. And I wanted to do this outside, but we've got bad weather, so we're stuck in the studio for now, so I apologize for that. But the first thing we want to jump into is you can see you've got your histogram up here. So you can keep your histogram off, and then when I turn it on, you can look down in the corner. You can see down here the red, green, and yellow. And histograms, they are pretty much there just to show you the brightness of your image. And if your histogram, and we got some weird lights in here, but if your histogram is mostly on the left, you're going to be underexposed. If you're toward the right, you're going to be overexposed. It's not the perfect solution for figuring things out when you get into weird situations, but it's useful. A lot of times I use the back of my camera to look at, but I've been doing this for a long time, so I just kind of have a good idea of how it's going to look later. But I know a lot of photographers that love looking at histograms, so if it works for you, go for it. It's not something bad. It's good to use. Let's keep going. So we've got, I won't go over what each and every one of them does, but we'll scroll down through here. All right, so we got your focus assist. What that does is it will turn colors around the edge of whatever you've got in focus. Peaking colors, blue. I think you can do blue, red, green, whichever one you want. We got embedded audio where you can see, it's probably behind here. You can see the audio going up and down, so that's good to know that your audio was working. Then we've got overexposure. We've got on, off. I don't use that very much, but it's there in case you need it. Hey guys, I just want to take this second of your time. If you guys would please hit like and subscribe, it would go a long ways toward helping our channel and help us keep making these videos. Thank you. You've got exposure level on this. It gives you numbers. I've never used this, but maybe some people do. But it has a lot of stuff on it to just be a, $100 to $125 monitor. So that is pretty impressive. False colors. Now, false colors are just in case your colors are lying to you and you want to make sure they're telling the truth. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, false colors, it will show you. There you go. You can see all those colors on and off, and that's something a lot of people use. I don't use a lot of that either. The biggest thing I like about Field Monitor is it makes it bigger so that I can see everything, and I use the histogram on it. But anyway, let's keep going. I know a lot of you guys are into a whole lot of stuff that this thing has. All right, so here you can see on the grid, you can see it just doubled up the line, so you can change the grids on and off. You got the save frame, so you can see what is going to be in your actual image. You got your center marker, you can hit that, and it's probably showing up on the black. You probably can't see it from the camera. So ratio markers, mark color, mark width, and you've got numbers on all those. Under this menu is a lot that's got to do with anamorphic lenses, so I won't scroll through those. If you're using anamorphic, I'm sure you understand how to use the anamorphic on the screen, so I won't bother going over all the anamorphic because that's kind of a specialty item. The people that use it know how to use it, and if you don't know how to use it, you're kind of in the park of not knowing how to use it, so it's really kind of pointless. There's so much on this thing, we'll just keep going. And as you can see here, we've got LUTS. You can turn them on and off. I think you can go to the FEELWORLD site and download some LUTs for your videos, and we will keep scrolling. Here's your LUT table, your LUT import, your color temperature for white balance. And in this menu, you have left, right key set. We have language. Of course, I went with English because that's the only language I know. It's just a lot of other stuff. You got the reset, safe frames, and you got your histogram again. Can tell this little monitor for a little over $100 has a ton of information that's useful. Like I said, the main thing that I love about it, but again, I'm a photographer. I've been doing this for almost 41 years. I've only been in videography for about 15, 16 months. So it may sound silly, but the biggest thing I like about this overall is I like to have my histogram on so I can read this information down here. You can watch the left or the right. It's not a be-all, end-all, but it is something that's handy. The biggest thing, in my opinion, about these field monitors is the size compared to the little screen that you got. And if you're heavy into video, you've got everything you're going to need over here. The only thing it doesn't do is record, but again, this is like a $110 monitor. It's not an $800 Atomos. So for the price, I think it does very good. So let me cut this off and we'll go back and we'll review it in just 1 second. Okay, so with all that said, I think that field monitor for right around 110, it varies from $100 to $150 what you pay for it. But for that price, I believe it is a very, very good price. Now, as far as giving it a rating system, for all the features it has, I give it a 10 out of 10. I think it just does so much for the price that they charge for it. How it's built, I would probably go, again, we're comparing it to monitors in its category, so I'll give it a 9 out of 10. It is a little bit plasticky, but again, for that price, we're not comparing it to an $800 Atomos. I give it a 9 out of 10. It's not something that you would want to drop on the concrete 5 or 6 times, but I think if you take care of it day to day, it'll do you a fine job. And as far as everything that it comes with in the box, I got to give it a 10 out of 10. It comes with the lens shade. I don't even know if I showed you guys the lens shade. It goes over it, and when you're out in the sun, you can kind of see through it without, having the glare of the sun trying to see it. It comes with the battery, which is huge, the MP battery. It came with everything that you need, even the HDMI cord. It came with it. So definitely for the price, I give it a 10 out of 10 on that. So there's so much about this thing. There's so many menus and so many categories in it. If I'd have went over every one and tried to explain every one, 99% of people would have clicked off on the video. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to put on the bottom, I'm going to go over some of the major things that it does on the description of the video, and you'll be able to go down through there and read more in detail about what each thing does, because I didn't want to go into so much detail where y'all like falling asleep or you're getting bored if you're not interested in all that. So I just kind of covered the big topics when I was doing the review. But if you want more detail, they'll be down in the description. So with everything said and done, the question is, would I recommend this FEELWORLD monitor S55 version 2? And I say for $100 to $110, absolutely. It's a freaking bargain. Now, you cannot compare it to an $800 Atomos, and I just want to make sure you guys understand that. But this field monitor, if you're looking for a low price one, I guess you call them a budget monitor, this one does everything and comes with a ton of extras. So I highly recommend this, using it on occasions when I need it. So anyway, with that said, I'm going to leave a link down below to their site on Amazon, and we are an affiliate with them. They're a new affiliate. I won't shoot straight with you guys on how I like the monitor. I gave it the rating. I think for its price, it can't be beat. So anyway, with that said, y'all please give us a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Have a good day. Thanks.